Oh man, the behind the scenes of the NFL draft when Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and Sheila Ford was an amazing video that the Detroit Lions dropped on the YouTube channel. And I'm going to go ahead and analyze it and give you 5 takeaways of what I took from the behind the scenes. And yes, there is a lot to look at and dissect. What is going on, YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with MicroMike. We talk all things Detroit Lions news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding our franchise. In this video, we're going to dissect the YouTube video that was released by Detroit Lions of behind the scenes of what took place in the NFL draft, and a lot to take away, and I cannot wait to talk about it. A lot of good things for our team, and I like talking good because bad really does suck. Before we get into this video, let's get to 200 likes in this video. Smash that like button so we get this video out, thrown out there to the YouTube world. The more likes we get, the more chance that the video gets out. That's what it's all about. Let's just jump right into it. So many takeaways in this bad boy, and man, it was fun. About 37 minutes long, so shout out to Detroit Lions YouTube channel, as they're the ones that made this video, and I got to look at and kind of give you an idea of what I thought. Now, I know a lot of people may be looking at some of the players and stuff like that, which is cool, but I want to look at the more intangible things that we've seen in this, and to me, that's the important towards this. So the first observation and takeaway that I took was communication between the Detroit Lions leadership right now is top-notch. This is something that we've not seen for some time. I love this. Communication is key for any organization, for any business, anything to thrive. You got to be able to communicate effectively for that to occur. As someone who served in the Army, man, literally it's called communication is key. That's key to success. And our leadership does it fan-freaking-tastic. There's a moment in that video where Sheila Ford asked Brad Holmes about the wide receiver position, and he methodically answered with, we got our players who we're going to target. Obviously, it was Amon-Ra St. Brown specifically stating that, and how it's important to build the interior. The next day, Sheila Ford calls him up and says, I totally get it and knows the right move. And how they talk, not just them two, but with Dan Campbell and the rest of the staff, was phenomenal. You had Brad Holmes, who wanted to trade up potentially to get Penei Sewell, and said, just calm down, just relax. The player will fall to us. And guess what? He fell to him exactly without. And Brad Holmes, instead of being an individual who thinks about himself and thinks he's the guy, listened. That is exactly what you want from your leadership. You don't want individuals who think they are above everything. So far in this group and this staff that is in there, they listen, they communicate. Man, that spells a lot of bright future for the changing of the culture in Detroit. Hit that like button, folks. The more likes we get, the more chance that this video gets out. And we're going against the legacy media. As in this video, we're talking about it and how they like to trash our team. With the more likes we get, the more chance that this specific video gets out there and it goes against the grain. So let's get to 200 likes in this video. I think we can get it done. The Lions got the players who they love, and they've talked about it multiple times in this video. They had specific targets they had, and sure as can be, they got those targets. Dan Campbell was talking himself, doing some 4D chess of getting those players. They wanted Penei Sewell. They wanted to get Levi. They wanted to get Aleem. They wanted to get Amon-Ra St. Brown. Throughout the whole process, you can hear them talking about it. And when they got excited, we seen that major clip of them going crazy. That was the Dolphins picking Waddle because they knew Penei Sewell fell to them. Literally, they targeted guys and they got it. So the draft fell specifically the way that they wanted to get. Every single player, it felt like, they got. And that's magic right there. That's difficult to happen for a draft board that you build up, and it falls to you that way. And it fits what the culture is they want in Detroit to be changed. All the players they got, they wanted. And I don't know if you've noticed in the video, there was a point where it said we would take either one of those. To me, that was Christian Barmore or Levi Onwuzurike. And guess what? Christian Barmore went just a couple picks before Levi, and they got the player they wanted. Yes, they may sound a little funny here when I say patient and aggressive, but the Lions were extremely patient and extremely aggressive when they needed to be. They really wanted to trade up, go up probably to Atlanta Falcons to get Penei Sewell. They wanted to trade up even potentially to get Levi Onwuzurike, and they traded up in the mid-round. That showed that they were aggressive in their approach. They were willing to do whatever it takes to get those players they wanted to get. However, they were extremely patient. They listened to each other and calmed down to make sure, okay, we don't need to trade up to get Levi. We don't need to trade up to get Penei. That's listening to others. That's doing what you want to get your players in the draft. Sometimes you got to be patient. Sometimes you got to trade up to get those specific set players that you want to get. So it shows a chemistry, it shows a quality of what you want to see in an NFL draft, what you want to see between individuals who work together and come together with a plan, and the plan worked out. It was fantastic. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 14,000 subscribers. We can get it done. We're almost there, and with your help, we can get it done. So let's go ahead and smash that like button. If you're watching the video anyways, might as well subscribe. One of my favorite takeaways here is leadership was united. Leadership was one. That is the most important part towards a top of any organization, is being on the same page. I don't know if you've ever dealt with partnerships or you're dealing with multiple people on top of an organization. It's sometimes difficult to get along with each other, but these people get along. There was question marks. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. They hired this guy and forced this guy on each other, and Sheila Ford Hamp and Wood. It was clear as day, this transparency that we're seeing from Detroit. I mean, they're extremely transparent. That leadership is one. They're one unit. They may have disagreements, I'm sure, but they get along great. They're on the same page. They're on the same trajectory. And if you want a culture change, that's how you do it. If you look at the last regime that we had, clearly they weren't on the same page. We're talking about scouts, we're talking about GM, we're talking about head coach. How could that possibly be when they literally hired each other, but they were not on the same page? And that's when you have dysfunction in anything, is when you're not on the same page, you're not on the same level, and it trickles down to the people below you, in this case, to the roster, to the players, to the workers, everything. That's where it trickles down, and you have a massive dysfunction in your organization, and you have a 3-12, and you have a 6-10. Not the case here. From Sheila Ford Hamp all the way down to Wood, to Chris, to Brad, to Dan, this thing is united, and it feels so good. It definitely is, and it spells that this could definitely be the regime that could change the culture in Detroit. This regime is all about Detroit. They don't care about anyone else. They don't care about the perception from legacy media. They don't care about the perception from the sports centers, the ESPNs, national pundits. They don't care. This is something I've been wanting for so long, because how do you defeat a negative narrative about a city, about a sports team, when it's nothing but negativity? You have to fight back, and you have to not care what other people think. They don't care. Brad Holmes in the video was talking about how he celebrated, and they said, why don't you act like you've been there before? And he looks at it and he says, I haven't been there before. That's going against the narrative. I love it. The national media wants you to be a specific way. Act like, I don't care what you think. I'm going to act like the way I want to act. Dan Campbell, talking in there, just doesn't care what anyone thinks. Sheila Ford Hamp rolling with the punches there. This is completely different than I think I've ever seen. I've never seen a regime that is all about the city, is all about the team, all about the roster, and could care less. Anything outside thinks about that and how they operate. They're excited. They're happy. They go crazy. They're having fun. And that goes against what everybody expects for professionalism, expects you to be a specific way. They don't care about that. They have their way, and that's Detroit's way. What is something that we've talked about? Detroit way. We need to have a Detroit way. This is completely different from what we've seen in years past. This is completely different, I think, from most NFL regimes. And guess what? It's Detroit's way. This is their own way. It's all for Detroit, all about the Detroit Lions, and I can't be more happier for that. In the upcoming videos, we got the One Pride podcast on my channel at 6:30 p.m. every single Thursday, a fun interactive show. So if you got questions, I do have answers. All you got to do is show up, ask the questions, and we will get to it. Also, we got videos dropping on this channel every single day. You don't want to miss out. Hit that notification bell. And on Sundays, try to go live at 11 a.m. to give a different audience a chance to give Q&A.